Hey guys, bear with me. I need to share this out, obviously. So, here we go. So, howdy. How are things? Oh, thanks for tuning in. Well, those of you that are tuning in, Sarah, good to see you. Hope you guys will share this out. If you like the content, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't joined the channel yet, please do so. Love to have other channel members. Love the support that comes from the channel memberships, part of the community. You can be an act localist with everyone else, or you can be a Patriot supporter over on Subscribestar. Yeah, look at that. You're on and it's not dark out anymore. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm very thankful for all of you guys who are channel members and support. Those of you that are regular viewers or subscribers, please do not think for a minute that I am downplaying how important you are to the cause. You're all very important, and I'm thankful for that. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get a little frustrated and irritated, and I wish that I could get more people to watch the live streams and the regular videos that I put out. I just don't get into drama that much. Well, but the drama that I do is a different kind of drama, so yeah. But anyway, shaved off, trimmed the beard down. And thanks Bip. Get wrecked, he says. Yeah, trim the beard down. I was getting a little bit too hairy even for me. Shave the head. I got to have that good look to be the radical right-winger that everybody thinks you are if you're not a radical left-winger. And if you're not, a Trump bot, then you're automatically a radical left-winger in the eyes of the Trump bots. But yeah, thanks to the show producers, IMAF from over at Subscribestar, to the Angry Vet here on YouTube. Thank you very much for what you guys do, and to my anonymous show producer who has been a good friend of the channel. Thank you. If I don't sound as energetic yet as I normally do, I'm kind of beat down this week. Not gonna lie. Not by any of you. It's just beat down this week, and kind of get to that place where you often question yourself, like, who can I trust? Not that I want people on my side. I don't want people to pick sides. I just want people to be in the fight in a positive way with their eyes open. But you still kind of get to a point like, who can I trust? And Lord knows. I'm not a, I don't want to say this. I'm a realist, and I am far from perfect. I have a lot of I make bad decisions sometimes, and I say things that I shouldn't say at times, and sometimes I can't be trusted. Knock that shit off. I don't always say things that I should, and sometimes I say things that I shouldn't for sure. But I also have this. I have a problem with trusting people sometimes when I feel like we're on the same page, and that has not always served me well. And sometimes you pay the consequences for that. And a lot of times when you pay the consequences for something, it's because you deserve it. And so yeah, I'm just having that kind of week, and that's where I'm at on that. I keep wishing too that I was wrong about stuff more than. This is gonna sound so like headstrong, but I told a friend today I'm tired of being right, because when you call stuff out ahead of time, people immediately jump on you. Oh, you're a kook, you're a hack, you're a conspiracy theorist, you and the problem that I have with that is people have a tendency to people have a tendency to be so singularly minded, so black and white, so opposed to diverse opinions, that if you share something about their political hero, or if you make any kind of educated prediction about what's coming next or what's coming in the future. And I use the word prediction because, that's what you do when you prognosticate about situations. You are predicting something, and you're opening yourself up to, quite frankly, like being proven wrong. And that's not fun. It's just not. I mean, just think about every argument you've ever been in. Every argument you've ever been in is centered around someone being right and someone being wrong, and both halves of the argument are arguing for being right. That's what every argument is. And so when you're being proven wrong, it gets ugly internally, right? And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to, remind people that Trump's announcement, standing at the side of Benjamin Netanyahu, that the United States is going to own Gaza. I want people to think on this. This is Mr. I'm going to be the president of peace. I'm going to be the president that ends wars. Is now telling the world that the United States is going to own Gaza. And I don't care if you are a Zionist. I don't care if you're so rabidly pro geopolitical Israel that you think that the owning of Gaza is a great idea, that you're just going to stand up and applaud. You have to, no matter what your position is, you have to take a step back. If you're an American and you believe in America's right to self-determination, if you believe that as Americans, our duty should be to our country first. No matter how much you may support Israel, the idea of Donald Trump declaring that the United States is going to own Gaza and we're going to deploy troops to Gaza to physically and with force remove the Palestinian people, and make no mistake, that includes Muslims, Jews, Christians, and others who are Palestinian by persuasion and religiously in one of those camps. The Palestinians are going to be extricated from Gaza, from Palestine, and forcibly moved to other countries by the United States military. That's what it's going to have to come down to. So we're going to put American troops, and they've been in the Middle East for a while, but we are now going to occupy Gaza, take ownership of it, and I warned everybody that some crap like this was coming because, well, Sergeant Suss, I don't know who you are, so you can call it whatever you want, but I've been warning people that Donald Trump, that the United States under Donald Trump was going to do something completely nuts like this, because last year, and before last year even, but especially last year, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's AIPAC Zionist son-in-law, said that he'd like to see Gaza turned in, the Gaza Strip, he'd like to see Palestine turned into a Mediterranean Club Med, a Middle Eastern Club Med. That the value of the property there, if developed properly, is astronomical. And that's a fact. He said it. That's not speculation. That's a fact. It's also a fact that Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law and one of his closest advisors, that's not speculation, it's a fact, is his family, he and his family are in tight with Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli, and Netanyahu's Israeli Zionist administration. They're in tight. Literally, Jared Kushner has told stories of how when Benjamin Netanyahu would come to stay in New York to speak to the powers that be, the UN, and he would do his fake little presentations about how Iran is always just days away from having a nuclear weapon, and he'd hold up that fake Time, not Time magazine, but that Spy versus Spy, black cannonball bomb. He would stay with Jared Kushner's family and in Jared Kushner's bedroom. These are stories that Jared Kushner tells. Donald Trump is bought and paid for by AIPAC. Donald Trump is bought and paid for by the Zionists. Miriam Adelson, Donald Trump's most generous donor, millions and millions of dollars to Donald Trump, has bought a position of influence with Donald Trump. Rabid, pro-Zionist, pro-Israel influencer. Not speculation. It's a fact. These things are all facts. And I'm going to go back. Jared Kushner said as recently as just a few months back that he would love to see Gaza turned into a development, to turn it into a Club Med type resort. And here we have POTUS, the Commander-in-Chief of the United States, saying that he will put American troops in Gaza and we're going to take ownership of it on camera, standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu, with Benjamin Netanyahu nodding along saying, this is taking our plans, referring to the Likud, this is taking our plans and taking it way beyond what even we could have hoped for. Not what we wanted, but what we could have hoped for. And I'm going to ask you right now, how many more American lives are you willing to see put at risk? How many more American service members are you ready to see be put in harm's way to provoke Iran? Because that's what this is going to do. Miriam Adelson, Jared Kushner, Benjamin Netanyahu are behind the scenes pulling the puppet strings of Donald Trump. And we can sit here and talk about, oh, he's draining the swamp, he's ending the deep state, he took out USAID, he's got Elon Musk doing all the right things. You could say all of that crap that you want to about how this isn't deep state. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Donald Trump is part of his side of the deep state. Donald Trump is part of the AIPAC deep state. He's bought and paid for by AIPAC. He's controlled by AIPAC. There's no reason in the world, there's no cause in the world where we should find ourselves, where we as Americans, we as the United States, should be sitting here applauding the planned takeover of Gaza by the Trump administration, by his regime, in support of Israel. Just last week, we bombed Somalia. Well, it was on behalf of the Somalian government. I don't give a shit. Can we stop bombing in other countries? Just once. What was Trump's response to that? Well, it's in support of our allies. What allies? What is the strategic interest of the United States to bomb ISIS in Somalia in caves for the Somali government, when we as a not a nation, we're not a nation, we as a country have allowed our deep state assets, USAID, USAID, the CIA, and others, to build ISIS all over the world. The United States built ISIS, folks. The United States built ISIS. The United States built Al Qaeda. The United States built the cartels. And what do we find ourselves doing? We find ourselves setting up to go to war with the organizations that we built. And I don't give the American people a pass. I really don't. I don't give us a pass. Some of us have been calling this shit out for a long time. We're just out here doing regime change all over the world. We're just doing regime change wherever we want, however we want. And we're going to go into Gaza, according to Trump, and we're going to take it over. And we're going to develop it, and we're going to make it a great place. We're going to make it the greatest Gaza that was ever Gaza'd. Right? That's what we're going to do. so we can have a Trump Tower in Gaza. And we're going to put American troops' lives on the line, and we're going to sit there and we're going to provoke Iran. We're going to provoke Hezbollah. We're going to provoke the Houthis in Yemen. I mean, we're already bombing Yemen. We have some sort of bombing of Yemen on a near daily basis. We're constantly out there saber rattling and being the bullies, and we're daring everybody to come at the United States. Come at us. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? We're the United States. We're the biggest, baddest bastards on the playground, and you can't do a fucking thing about it because we are that tough. And now we're doing it for Zionist Israel, for geopolitical Israel. We are like fully on board now with Greater Israel. That's one of the comments. Greater Israel, creating a Greater Israel. And by Greater Israel, that doesn't mean making Israel, the people of Israel, better. It means increasing the landmass of Israel. That's like when we talk about in Minnesota, there's the Twin Cities, and then there's Greater Minnesota. Greater Minnesota. And there are lots of things about Greater Minnesota that are better than the Twin Cities. But when we talk about Greater Minnesota, we're talking about a larger mass. Greater Israel is talking about a larger mass. The United States has actively involved itself now in creating a larger landmass for Israel. Why? What's the point? What's the benefit to we the people? What's the gain for we, the people of the Republic of the United States? What good does it do me to have Israel expand its borders, besides piss off millions of Muslims in the world? Millions. Millions upon millions of Muslims in the world. And we're still out here saber rattling. Intentionally provoking them. Intentionally telling Iran, we dare you to do something. That's what we're doing. We're intentionally telling them, come get us because you can't do anything. And all it's going to take is one attack by Yemen, one attack by Hezbollah, one attack by Iran. One rocket, one missile, one casualty, one death, just one misplaced errant artillery round, and just the mere threat of the life of an American service member will give them all they need to begin to bomb Iran. And don't forget that Wesley Clark, multiple years ago now, admitted that regime change, it's not, we can call it what we want, but he already brokered peace, Chris. That's the problem. He already brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. He brokered peace. He's getting hostages released. And I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that hostages are being returned. I'm grateful that the bombing has stopped. But what is the benefit of saying we're going to do this? What's the negotiating process? When Benjamin Netanyahu stood on stage next to Donald Trump and said, we're on board with this, we're okay with this. I know I run the risk of pissing off a lot of the people who tune in. I get it. I totally understand that. I'm not, Chris, I'm addressing your question or addressing your statement, but I just, everybody keeps coming back saying, oh, he's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. I'm like, don't get me wrong, Donald Trump's an intelligent man. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I always draw the analogy with people when I bring up his failures in 2020. I tell people all the time, here are your options with Donald Trump in 2020 in his first term, because he was going to drain the swamp then, and it never happened. But I bring it up every time. Hey, AVA, STD, everybody else, thanks for being here. I will say to people, look, he made a lot of errors in his first term, in his first administration. 2020 was one of the worst. He got played. He got played by the deep state. And so here are your options. He's either not who he says he is, and he's part of the deep state, or he's stupid. That's it. Those are your only options. He's either part of it, in on it, or he's stupid. And I don't think he's stupid. Donald Trump is not stupid. Bip, I'm not saying that he's a genius, but he's very, very intelligent. He has a very high IQ for what he does. He's very good at manipulating the system. He's very good at reading people. He's very good at telling people who they are right to their faces and saying, and this is what's going to satisfy you. He's very good. Very, very, very good at manipulating people. Which is why I think he's in on it. I don't think that Donald Trump is about draining the deep, draining the swamp, destroying the deep state. I point out to people constantly, and Republicans, we're going to get to the feckless Republicans part here very, very, very quickly. But I point out all the time, everybody's so excited about Elon Musk being, in charge of Doge, and all on board with Elon Musk taking over the Treasury Department and cutting what are they up to? Like they're $4 billion or $40 billion a day from the American, from the federal budget. And that'll end the deficit. And all these Trump supporters are all in favor of that. And I'm like, yes, cut. End departments all over the place. End them all. USAID, the Department of Education needs to go. The Department of Justice never existed prior to the end of the American Civil War. The Department of Justice needs to go. All of that shit's got to go. All of it. The IRS has got to go. All needs to end. Absolutely needs to end. But you have a foreign national, folks, a foreign national. If I remember correctly, and if somebody's out there can show me different, Elon Musk has dual citizenship. And he's a rabid leftist. Elon Musk is still a leftist. He just knows how to read a room And he got behind Donald Trump because he saw the writing on the wall. Elon Musk is one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest man in the world. Made all his money off of contracts and money coming from taxpayers under Obama and Biden, and then with Trump. Billions and billions of dollars of federal money made Elon who he is. Elon Musk is a foreign actor who now has access to your government. And all the megabots are out there and love it. They love it. They think it's the greatest thing since sliced white bread. And that's part of this feckless Republican. Minnesota's a great example. I've been telling people in Minnesota for quite a while now that the Republican Party is dead, folks. It's dead. When Trump leaves office, MAGA's done. It's dead. It's just like the Tea Party movement got co-opted and absorbed by the Republicans, the neocons. Exactly. They hated him because he was a left-wing tree hugger. But now he's God's gift to traditional American values. But I've been telling people for a long time that the Minnesota Republican Party is feckless. It's worthless. It plays a role. That's all it does. Is it gets assigned an acting role, and it plays that role flawlessly. Constantly saying, "Oh, you've got to vote for us. You got to vote for us. We've got to stop these leftists. We've got to stop this agenda. We've got to. And then they go up and they get an opportunity and they don't do anything. Then they lose the next election, and then they campaign harder. And we ask, as Minnesotans, beg me for money harder, Daddy. Because we got to keep voting for the Republicans, because the Republicans are the only hope that we have against the left-wing radical agenda of the Democrats. But then the Democrats in Minnesota stop showing. They don't come to the House of Representatives as a protest, and the Republicans just play their role. And that's a microcosm of the Republicans across the entire United States. There is a very, very small percentage of liberty Republicans, guys like Rand Paul, who of course takes after his dad, Ron Paul, who was Republican by name only. Ron Paul is the libertarian's libertarian. And if there's anything you like about Ron Paul's policies, you might really want to take a step back and ask yourself if you are a Democrat or a Republican, or if maybe you might be philosophically libertarian, and then start voting that way. Start taking part in the process that way. But you've got Rand Paul, you've got Thomas Massey. Some people will say guys like Chip Roy. I don't know. Chip Roy, I don't know, he rubs me the wrong way. But by and large, Republicans are feckless. And okay, like, I shouldn't call myself an American. Well, as a South African, you don't have the right to tell me that. You have a right to say whatever you want. You're welcome to say it, but I also have the right to tell you your assessment is asinine. And Elon Musk is a money-hungry leftist who has taken advantage of the tax slaves of the United States to make his billions of dollars. So you can get bent. I don't care if you ever come back. So, But thanks for stopping in and driving me up in the algorithm in South Africa. So, the Republicans they're worthless. The Republicans are just absolutely worthless. They are always about losing, and even when they win, they're always planning to fail so that they can ask for more money. And they ask for the money so that they can lose a few cycles and then come back, win something minor, say, look at everything we've done for you, keep giving us money so that we can win again. Well, great. Thanks for being here legally. Wonderful. I appreciate that you're here legally. You saw America. Okay, great. I lived in America my entire life, except for when I was out abroad in foreign countries. And you'll never be as American as I am. So, if you think that the only way to be American is to support Trump and be 100% behind every decision that man makes, and always be, therefore behind Elon Musk, then you're not an American. So, but anyway, we are at a place where we have to realize that as much as we refer to a two-party system, it's really not. It is a uniparty duopoly that has control of everything, and we don't get a say. Once every couple of years, once every 4 years, they toss us a bone and say, here, vote for the people that we tell you have these are your only choices to vote for. Be happy about it, don't complain, and then we'll pat you on the head, send you back home, and let you know that your service is no longer required, except for being wage slaves and paying your taxes, because we just automatically deduct them from your check, or on and on and on. And I'm just telling you folks, like, I'm not real happy with the Libertarian National Committee right now, because, like, I've told people, look, I voted for Trump because Kamala Harris scared the shit out of me. Oh, it's not the government I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of our state. And by state, once again, I cannot recommend enough to you guys to read the book, The Anatomy of the State by Murray Rothbard. Murray Rothbard is a genius, and The Anatomy of the State is one of the best political philosophy books ever written. And then I would suggest that you read Democracy, the God That Failed. There's just this reality that as long as we keep playing the game that the duopoly uniparty wants us to play, we're never going to see any actual changes. We're not going to affect any change. He's an ass. Elon Musk is an ass. He's got no business being anywhere near our federal government. None. We didn't vote for Elon Musk. And I don't support Doge, because I don't support any federal department. That's what people don't understand. What we create today that we like, that we support, will be used against us in the future. Donald Trump's getting out of office in 4 years. Very likely a Democrat leftist is going to win election in 4 years. That means Doge exists, and they can use that to go after everything that the Republicans like, that conservatives like, that patriots like. You know, kind of like they did with the Department of Justice. I don't like welfare recipients as a whole. And the types of welfare recipients I'm talking about are already wealthy people making more money off of the wage slaves of the United States. People who actually need help to survive, help them. Help them. Elon Musk did not need billions and billions of taxpayer dollars to do what he did. If he had such a great fucking idea, then he should have been able to do it without tax dollars from American citizens. Cops are welfare recipients. Social workers are welfare recipients. Teachers are welfare recipients. And that's the thing. Doge is not supposed to have any teeth, but everything that Doge says do, they're doing. And Republicans are applauding until that tool get used against them. And the Republicans are as much of a problem as the Democrats, because they're all playing a role, and their end goal is tyranny. That's it. There's an old saying: the Democrats promise you tyranny and they deliver it. The Republicans promise you liberty, but deliver you the tyranny the Democrats promised. Great. I'm glad that you love America. Good for you. I applaud your love for America. But love for America is not backing every decision that's made by every president, or by the president that you like, or by somebody that you like because they happen to be from the same place as you. True love for your country is calling out the crap that's being done. And the United States claiming that it's going to own Gaza and threatening tariffs on everybody and their brother. A 24-hour live stream. Better be a lot more than $1.99, Bip. But thank you for the $1.99. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. It takes a lot more than just saying that you love the country because somebody you like is in power. It's not what Doge has done now that's negative. You're not understanding the point. The way every department that is set up at the federal level works is that it falls into the hands of the enemy, because the enemy is the state. The enemy is the state. Always the state. We, the people in the United States, we are the government. We are the government. We are a government of the people, by the people, for the people. And they've taken that away from us. They've usurped that and removed that from us. And they have made us subjects. They have made us vassals. They have made us servants, when it's supposed to be the other way around. Our highest ruling earthly authority in the United States Republic is the Constitution. And then according to the Constitution, we are the government. And then everybody who works for the federal state and any other level of the state, the city state, the county state, the state, the school board state, all of those people, they aren't the government. They're servants to we the people who are the government. But they flipped it and they have made us the servants. We are to be the ones who are in charge, and they don't allow it, because we have just turned it all over to them. And the Republicans are part of it. Trump is part of it. And now Doge is part of the system. And sooner or later, what it does is going to be turned against patriots. It's going to be turned just like every other thing gets turned against us. And just like Donald Trump has said, I'm going to be the president of peace. He's already bombing countries. He's threatening Mexico with bombs. He's threatening to send in special operations units. And you never just send in special operations. Every time you send in special operations, when you send in the Green Beret, you send in the Marine Recon, you send in anything, SEALs, they always need groups like the 82nd Airborne that I was part of. They always need them. If not deployed directly, then they need them ready to go to be deployed. And that means American lives put in harm's way for stuff that does not benefit this country. And Doge won't do a goddamn thing about that. And it's high freaking time that people stopped paying attention and applauding the stuff that they like. Just because they like it, and be prepared to watch that used against them. That's all I'm saying. I don't trust Elon Musk. He made all of his money by the government wasting its money on him. The government. The federal state gave Elon Musk billions and billions and billions of dollars. He made his wealth off the backs of the American taxpayers. But now I'm supposed to care about him calling out wasteful spending after he's already got his money. So fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Israel. They're not taking care of us. That's what I'm trying. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go spend time with the other half. I'm glad that you stopped in, Jordan, but you said you'd never be back. I would challenge you to come back. Glad to have this conversation with you sometime. In fact, if you'd like to come on and explain to me how, as a South African, you know more about my country than I do, philosophically and historically, and how I'm wrong, I'd love to have you on. Bip, you always threaten that, but then you come back. So, like, I'm glad you're offended, Bip. I hope you're so offended that your testicles hurt for a year. That's how much I want you to be offended. Mr. Jordan, you're welcome to message. You could send me an email. I would love for you to send me an email, mbrrpodcast@yahoo.com. I will gladly bring you on my show and we can record an episode together and you can tell me how I'm so wrong. And that you could show me philosophically how I've gotten all of this wrong, because I know more about the founders of this nation. Excuse me, I have to stop saying that. We're not a nation, we're a republic. I know more about the founders and their philosophy of this country than you will ever dream of knowing. Ever. mbrrpodcast@yahoo.com. Do I get spicy? Sure, I get spicy. I get a little salty at times, but I'm not your enemy. But I'm sitting here telling you I've watched how all of this has played out in the U.S. over and over and over and over again. Every single election, we get failed. We get hurt. And one side applauds what their side is doing, and the other side protests. And I'm over here saying, I'm done with both sides. Let's look for some real solutions. One thing I'll tell you is never question my love for this country, for this republic. I've sacrificed so much for this republic. So I hope you guys have a great night. I love pushback. Once again, please feel free to email me, mbrrpodcast@yahoo.com. Everybody else, thank you for watching. Bip, thanks for the super chat. I'm going to tell you guys to go over, if you need to relax after listening to me rant and lose my temper, head on over to the live stream for the chickens. It's still going. The Freedom Flock stream is, I've got it set up where, for the most part, it's not coming down now. I think we got around some of their stuff. Love all the viewers. love the support and chat. And until next time, my friends, fight for your liberty is yours. Fight for your freedom, it belongs to you. In Sic Semper, Tyrannus.